Anyway, here's our 2018 daytime walkthrough.
This year's called Death Cult. We're gonna go walk you through and explain each room in our it's based off of 6 different serial killers. Each room has their each serial killer has their own room.
We're keeping that.
Yeah.
Although we've usually done themes that were kind of like fake or it was fictional, this year we wanted to kind of go the true crime route and kind of depict some real life murders, including the facade behind me. This was Roman Polanski's house, 1969, when Sharon Tate was killed.
Yep.
F it. Just in front of our house.
Yep. This is the beautiful house of Roman Polanski.
Look at that. Even this part, he had that part too.
Yep. Death Cult.
He knew.
Done.
Poop. Right there. Look at that. That's I did that.
That's a whole bunch of done.
Yeah. Right there, some dunk.
Some dung. So there's
the fogged windows.
So there's the fogged windows. It's a 40-foot facade. It's a huge facade.
Biggest
project.
facade we've ever done.
Biggest facade we've ever done. We actually did the lattice work underneath, made some stairs, and then to add a little bit to the facade, we have a gurney outside, because that's what Roman Polanski's house. That's what the pictures actually showed, was a body.
They wrote pig and blood on the door. A nightmare overall. It was 5 people were killed.
Sharon Tate being one of them.
Yep, and we wanted to replicate that.
Yep.
Because respect. There it is.
There it is. Now we enter the room of Manson.
Yes, it was his room.
It was his room. So the Manson cult killed Sharon Tate.
Yes, see, she's dead.
That was the most famous one, and she was stabbed 16 times, along with 4 other people that were murdered.
They hung her too. So we actually did the noose on the neck too. They were actually hanging her.
And if you look at her pictures, you'll see that she was actually 8 months pregnant, and they killed the baby. They took it out of her and killed it.
Yeah, that's insane.
And now you see the first actor room.
Yeah, so this is actually, we had the lights on so we could actually show you all of this. Is nice, squeaky.
It's all nice. You can actually see all the way down to the end of the maze.
Yeah, I'm looking at the end of the maze.
That's the end. Brandon's end.
That's just the air horn. That's Adam's end.
Yep.
No, all the way down though. It's sneaky.
And then looking to the right, he has access to you see it? He has access to a lot of different areas, which we will display as we walk through.
Shortly,
you're gonna see it.
Yes. Charlie Saves, Helter Skelter.
It's beautiful.
Shiny.
We'll start Cult for Food.
I did that.
And here, besides that one, this is the first hole in the wall.
That's it. It's just a hole in the wall.
It's a hole in the wall. Actor area that Brandon / Charles Manson had access to.
Yes.
Second one is to your left.
Yeah, this went all the way around. We kind of built it a little bit different than what we've done before.
And then to your right is one of the scare spots for Dahmer.
And there his name is.
And there he is. So Dahmer, this is probably my favorite room.
Yeah, it's up there.
Very vile. He did quite a lot of different things. And one of them is he had hundreds of Polaroids on his home walls of the murders that he actually did.
And some of these are real, some of them are fake. We actually have some from like Saw and Hannibal, stuff like that. But some are real death pictures, and I went the extra mile and actually made them look like Polaroids. So CVS was very
happy.
Thinking I'm a murderer.
Yeah. So he also had he actually tried to take control of a lot of his victims.
So he injected them with a cocktail of different things. I think it was like some like hot water. He did like I think it was hydrofluoric acid or whatever it was.
Hydrofluoric acid. Yeah. And his goal was to make sure that he wanted to actually control them. He wanted them to be basically his puppet. Although every time they died, so it wasn't a long-living puppet. He also had a vat of acid with like a decomposing body in it.
We actually caved that out if you didn't follow the builds. We did that, and that's an old body.
And the cops actually had to come in and recover this with hazmat suits because it was a biohazard.
Yep. And then
this beautiful thing.
Very beautiful. This thing stunk when we first got that, by the way.
Yeah.
This fridgey.
If anyone has ever opened a fridge that has sat closed for a while, even if there's nothing in it, it smells.
You know what it's about.
A lot of stinks. And he used the fridge to put in body parts.
Stuff like that, little things.
Trophies to him. They were, he ate them, so he's a cannibal. He's just a weird guy.
Very weird.
Now to your left is another area that Brandon has access to.
All the way down.
All the way down to scare people. So that's the other side.
What room is this?
Now, Al Bundy's.
Al Bundy. I can't tell you how many people actually thought that's what it was.
Al Bundy's room.
And I was just like, you people are uncultured. Why don't you know about serial killers?
So, he was pretty crazy too. Obviously, they all are. That's why we chose him. He escaped from prison, what, twice?
2 times. The second time he actually, he walked out the front door of the prison because it was like during the holiday season, there was like minimal staff, but he'd actually starved himself, dug out a crawl space, and then he went to
the mole?
Yeah, drew like a mole, and then he went to a local sorority and he killed 2 girls in 25 minutes.
So
middle of the night.
That's where the idea of making this somewhat of a dorm room idea.
I think we paid it off. I kind of think if we had like the name would have been maybe a little more of a payoff, but
some sort of sorority name.
It looks pretty much like it. I mean, there's 2 beds, so it's either 2
little girls' rooms that they're sharing, or 2 big girls' rooms that they're sharing.
Either way, they're dead.
They're dead.
Yeah, goodbye.
They're dead.
So the actor comes out of there.
Yep.
It's not too obvious, is it? I'm just kidding.
No. No. And yeah, he went after mostly college girls, or all girls.
All females, yeah.
All females. So now we go into the hallway.
This is my favorite part.
Yes, in between.
No, people didn't like this. They hated that there was like the stuff like this. This whole part, he can just scare inside.
And I was gonna have you show over there. In this area. So there are 3 different areas that the Bundy actor was able to go through and get them with. So it kept it spiceful.
What room is this? I'm gonna see. Look. Ed Gein.
Ed Gein, aka the Texas Chainsaw Short Massacre.
He was a small, strange little man.
He was a little guy. Maybe barely over 100 pounds. And he actually, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is based off of what he did and the things that he did. Not based off his size or his stature, but actually the crimes that he committed.
Yeah, there's no chainsaw, but there was definitely a lot of flesh. So we kind of did like a little shrine right here. We did some bones because they found that at his little shack, cabin, or whatever the hell he lived in.
They found 2 skulls on his bedposts. The skin he would use for. He made lampshades and he made like blankets or stuff that went over the
belt.
There's a belt. There's a belt with women's titties, just nipples.
That's my kind of guy right there.
a boob belt.
Gee.
Sign me up.
This is another actor spot for me too. See, we're still right here. Look at that.
He killed only a few, 1 or 2 maybe.
But he's a grave robber too.
Grave robber, yeah.
He's a creepy guy.
That's where a lot of the stuff came from. The cops actually were not able to figure out what his actual count was because they couldn't tell if it was a grave rob or if it was an actual person that was alive before.
A lot of serial killers lie about how many people they killed too. I know that Ted Bundy said he killed more than like what they actually found, but just like to brag about it. But
yep.
This is called the basic bitch room because we did a dream catcher. Get a tattoo of that, am I right?
Get a tattoo of that, you basic bitch. To the left is going to be Gacy's first area to scare from now.
Yes, John Gacy.
John Gacy.
We have the real John Gacy in there.
Wait, and then this was my first area that I could scare from, and we both got a lot of people. These animal hides definitely helped.
But it's very creepy. It's 2 feet in here. It's like 2 feet clearance.
Yep.
You have your little hat right there.
Ooh, honey.
Yeah, you got to switch to the real one.
Look at you with your little hat, little clown hat.
Sandwiches.
Get your sandwiches.
He gave some boys some sandwiches, am I right?
He gave a lot of boys sandwiches. What was it, 26 in his baseboards?
26 young men he killed, and they actually found, they found 26 in the crawl space of his house. That's why we did this. See, that's a crawl space.
Yes. So, speaking of a crawl space, our goal, we were gonna try to do the crawl space and some sort of like bodies coming out of a baseboard, but that was gonna threaten the structure of the foundation.
And we never built anything like this. This thing is 2 feet off the ground at this point too.
Yeah.
This is the highest point in the maze right here. That's why we were gonna do it.
So it would have worked out perfectly because there was some depth there. But you know what? It just we were a little bit too frightened that we were gonna people might get injured or something. You know, we don't want that.
No.
Just dead. Either alive or dead.
Fake dead. Yeah.
Yeah, fake dead.
A lot of these little creepy finds, we got like that at, I think we got that at Spirit, some of these masks at Spirit. We've had this for like 5 years, and then...
Those of you who may have watched our Scare LA / Midsummer Scream videos
yes.
Back in the day, that's where we got it.
Exactly.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, little things like this really bring it together, though. That's like a little, see a creepy truck right there? Nothing scarier than trucks.
Trucks are scary. And now to your right,
we got the TV.
TV playing
It.
So we're having that play throughout it, just to bring the clowns all the way through.
All the way
through.
There he is.
And now,
my personal favorite room, I think, the Night Stalker room. Yeah, this bad boy was a bad boy.
So he did a lot of things. Like, this is not written in blood, but he actually wrote pentagram, a couple pentagrams on the walls.
He wrote pentagrams.
He wrote pentagram. The word said, "This is a pentagram." So he actually wrote a pentagram, drew a pentagram on the wall. Pentagram.
I'm glad we figured that out.
I know. He drew a pentagram on the wall out of lipstick and blood. He drew one on his hand. He had it in court. Actually, you can see the pictures online.
He yelled, "Hail Satan!"
Hail Satan. So that was part of my dialogue.
Yep.
And then his victims, he would disembowel them. He'd shoot them. Speaking of shooting, let me squeeze on by here.
The least offensive thing in the maze right here.
A gun.
Everyone loves those.
It is. It's quite real.
But the thing is, he did actually kill his victims with a .22. He did disembowel people, he gouged out eyes, he drew pentagrams in blood on the walls and stuff. And this is in Southern California. I've always grown up in Southern California, is what I was gonna say.
Yes, grew up in Southern California. My parents, his parents both.
They were scared of this guy. They were scared of this dude.
He scared the shit out of everybody in SoCal. Montebello, Whittier. He went up to San Fran to throw it off. He was born in Whittier. My dad was born and lived in Whittier.
Yeah, we did a window right there. It's actually going to be backlit if you watch the nighttime walkthrough, or if you've seen the build days. So he snuck in through the window. Sometimes he broke it. Sometimes he just came through the screen. Exactly. I wanted like an intense close-up of the gun.
Yes.
You can definitely monetize videos that say that word.
Yes. So there it is. But yeah, no, he snuck through windows. Sometimes he went through screens, but he's mostly notorious for his window crawling through.
We repurposed some of the witchcraft stuff. You know, he didn't actually do this, but we're kind of like embellishing things and making it look more intense.
Yep.
And then
now moving into
Gacy's spot right here.
Which is the best actor spot to be in. This
is actually
most roomy.
That's the backlit sign. It says Death Cult. You can see right there. And then all the way in here. This is a huge space. And again, you can see those lights. These aren't on, but this whole part right here goes all the way down to my spot. That's at the end. That's the beginning of the maze. There's the boomstick.
The beginning and the end.
There. Right there.
So it was quite wild. These are super fogged up. We wanted to make sure that they couldn't see in, but seeing kind of a dark shadow as people walked by was definitely pretty...
His first spot right there.
Yeah, that's his first spot, and then here's his second spot.
Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, that's the second spot right there.
That's the second spot. Oh, you missed it.
Staring down the barrel.
Yes, you did see it.
And then Trevor's first spot's actually right there.
Oh!
I didn't film the right spot.
Darn it!
I think
this is my first spot. That was bad timing on me. This is my first spot. Yeah, that
you're weird.
Got quite a bit of people. And then I popped out of this area right here. I point the gun at him.
And that's when I pull out my gun.
And that's when I pull up. My gun is going to shoot him in the head.
That is old school YouTube right there.
Old school YouTube. What is it? Childish Gambino became famous because of that
channel, so don't hate.
Yeah, don't hate. That guy's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, though, this room's awesome. There's a lot to look at. It was definitely a little bit stressful. Leading up to this, I mean, getting all the detail. One of the hardest things about this maze is that I like to consider it like a true crime maze. And we've never done something like that where every actor needed to be there every day to play the part. Yep. And that was a little bit tricky, but I think it paid off.
Yeah, it did. It most definitely did.
See, it paid off, right, mister?
Did it pay? I thought this guy was real a lot.
A lot.
I walked in here kind of flinching a little bit every time. I'm like, dude, who are you?
You're scary.
What are you doing?
And then out we go into hell.
There is the end on the old ramping.
Anyway, if you like Adam, he was very much in this video, so you can obviously go do whatever you gotta do with him. And then if you like us, which I imagine you do if you watch the video, get better acquainted with us and add all of us and all that info is gonna be inside of the Alright, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
How come I still smell? How come I still smell?
Because there's
How come you still smell? Yeah.
There's real death.
You smell.
Right there.
Yeah, I don't need to see.
Yeah, you looked at it, and now you sinned.
I've not seen.
You sinned. Isn't that right?
Watch your profanity.